Hey guys, in today's video we'll be doing a review of NHL 21. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so NHL 21 just went into early access if you have EA Play, and I highly recommend it. You can get it for 1 month for $5. You get $9 off NHL 21 and you get 10 hours of free playtime, so you actually save money by getting it for 1 month. So I highly recommend it. You also get early access on FIFA 21 and Madden 21. Anyway, so since the game has come out in early access, I've had some time to play it. I haven't played it for too long. I have played every major game mode though for a bit, enough to get a feel of it. And today I'm going to be sharing some of my thoughts on the game. Okay, so probably the biggest change to the online mode is the new mode, Hut Rush. It can be on 3v3 or 5-on-5. And it is like a game, but you get scores, kind of like Tony Hawk, for example. So you can string together 3 actions before getting a goal, and then those will accumulate. There'll be multipliers, and the cooler stuff you do, like better dekes, hard dekes, nice shots, good passes. You know, so a saucer pass will get you more points than a normal pass. A one-hand tuck will do better than like a cross-crease one-timer. So I think this is good, because I think last year and stuff, there were obviously those people who scored some pretty nice goals. But honestly, you just hop into a game, it could get pretty bland with the cross creases just slamming in the net over and over. It got to the point where me and my friends, when we were facing each other, if you were in the lead, no more cross creases. You can't do them because really, there's no creativity. You could just do that every time. I've seen people, their whole strategy revolves on getting cross creases. So anyway, Hut Rush encourages more creative goals, which I think is really cool. And I love the point system. Reminds me of like classic NHL, classic video games. So I really like that game mode, and that's probably the biggest change to online. So Hut Hockey Ultimate Team is mostly the same this year, but there's one big change that I really enjoy because I've never really gotten to Hut before. Like, I played at the start, unlocked my free packs to see if I got any good players. But one thing I really didn't like was the injuries and the contracts. It just felt like another thing to worry about, another thing you had to open packs for, potentially pay for packs for. I didn't really like it. They removed those from the game. No more injuries, so your players can't get injured, and you gotta use those precious injury cards on them. And no more contracts, so you don't have a limited number of games you can play, which I really like. And I might even jump in to Hockey Ultimate Team this year. They have some cool sets you can do to unlock better packs with some of your worst cards. I think it looks really good. I don't really do online play that much because there's a lot of exploits you can do. Like, not cheating, but like last year you could just escape backwards through almost the whole team, which I just did not find very immersive like no one does that in the NHL. So I stayed offline via pro and more ones. But anyway, I might get into this mode this year. I think that's pretty cool. Those are the 2 biggest changes I noticed and I enjoyed in the online modes, and I think it was a good upgrade. They also didn't remove anything except I think like Hut seasons, but they replaced that with another scoring system, so that way cheaters can't be in the top of the leaderboards. So we'll see how people react. I think it's too soon to tell if that was a good idea or a bad idea, but they didn't remove any game modes, which I like. Hey guys, just one more thing I forgot. They've now added the ability to practice with your EA SHL team. So before, the only way to practice was to go into public games, but now you can just have some free skates and practice some drills with your team. I was just editing and I noticed that, so I'm just going to put that in there. I think that's very cool. Okay guys, so finally, the long-awaited revamped Be a Pro is here, and it gave the single-player offline mode a big advantage. So it's more like NBA 2K now, which I think is awesome. I always wanted this. And this makes it maybe my favorite NHL game. I haven't had enough time, but so far it's really good. So you got conversations with teammates, agents, coaches, you can buy cars and houses and stuff. You can't go in them, but I think that's still pretty cool. Now on your skill tree, there's not only all your abilities for the on the ice, but you can unlock charm and charisma, and you got to make choices. So already, I haven't gotten too far because I've been trying to get a bit of every mode in, but you can see here in the trailer, I've done almost all of these things. Haven't talked to an agent, but I've talked to my coach on the ice, I've talked to my trainer, I've talked to some of my teammates. I did an interview after the game, and I chose a choice, and I decided to try to be a star, which is one of the choices you can do when you're a bit cocky. And I kind of regretted that because my teammates did not appreciate that, but I love that. I think that's awesome. The decisions actually matter. And also, you get a paycheck. It's so satisfying, you know, make it to the show, you get the paycheck, and you can just buy like watches, houses, cars, and they make you better on the ice. I don't know how, but I mean, better than nothing. So yeah, this game mode is really awesome. Before, it was like, before my player was really high level, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be forcing myself to play to get to the higher level where I could do really well. But here I just kept wanting to play. It was so good. This trailer totally accurately reflects the game mode, so you don't just have a conversation every few games. So far, I've had them every single game in between. I've had a few. And also, the start, it's not really spoilers, but I don't really want to tell you what it's like. The start's amazing. And also, in between, like, games, you got Ray Ferraro talking on the radio, so you can hear him talking about your performance of your team, and get drafted, and it's really good. I've been waiting so long for this. Ever since it got to the Xbox One, they took away these interviews and stuff and Be a Pro, because it was next gen, and finally, at the end of the Xbox One and PS4's lifespan, they are finally adding it in. I'm so happy, and this is upgraded. This is the best Be Pro they've ever had, because before it was just like some text boxes you had to answer, and then some things go up, and now you can buy houses, and it actually, you have to talk to your teammates and stuff. I think it's really nice. And they also improved GM mode, and I'm going to get into that now. Okay guys, I have to admit, I did not really play GM mode because you have to get all the way to the trade deadline. I'm trying to get this review out as fast as possible. I'm horrible at GM mode as well. It is not my thing. It's just too complicated for me, I don't know. I love watching trade deadline stuff in real life. I just can't get the hang of this GM mode. Like, I understand it, but it just seems like a lot of work. I'm not too passionate about that. I do love Be a Pro though. However, I know a lot of people who are big fans of this GM mode. And the one thing they've been asking for, not the one thing, but one of the most things they've been asking for is like a big trade deadline mini game like they used to have. And I can confirm that it's back. It's in the game, and I think that's really good. They've really been listening to the community here, focusing more on the single player than the online, because they're doing a lot of online stuff. The online is great. Now the single player is great. And the gameplay was already pretty good in my opinion, and they've done some stuff to balance it. And I think the GM mode is really good because of this. You can really look forward to that trade deadline, and I think this is a good addition to the game. Okay guys, one more thing. I'm just going to go over some of the gameplay changes. Now, they did not change too much of the gameplay, unfortunately, but I don't care too much because they upgraded my favorite mode, Be a Pro, and they did some great upgrades to the game modes. But there are some very good upgrades to the gameplay. Maybe if you're a casual player, you won't notice it as much, but I certainly did. They reworked the goalies a lot, so you can control the top and the bottom. I haven't really figured that out too much. I don't play too much goalie, so you're going to have to ask one of your friends who plays goalie, or maybe there'll be another review of that. But they also added a bunch of dekes. They added the Michigan and the lacrosse goal where you get it on your stick and put it in the net. And I like what they did here. So, in the closed-off playtest, people were saying, oh, it was almost impossible. I think only one or two guys actually did it once. So, they said, okay, we're not going to make it easier in online, and that's good because people were worried it would be exploited because there's not really a way for the goalies to save it. So they made it almost impossible in online, and apparently they said you have to get the timing within the milliseconds, which I think is good because it makes it so cool when you got it online. So far, no one's gotten it online though, so they might have to do that, make it a bit easier. But in offline, they changed it so it's much easier, which I think is really cool because you're not really playing against anyone, you know, no one's going to suffer if you score a goal, just the AI, and it allows you to do some really cool moves to Be a Pro. I always play defense and Be a Pro, but hopefully I will get to hit it once in a rush, maybe get past the defenders once I have some better speed, go behind the net, pulled off. I think that could be really cool, and I am glad that they made it easier in offline. I think that was a smart decision. I didn't even think that. That's brilliant. Also, they've added a few more dekes. So they've added like the no move Kucherov deke in officially. That was already kind of in the game before, but now it's officially in the game. I think you do it, but it was kind of weird. So now that's officially in the game. They also added chipping the puck to yourself, like off the boards and in open ice. That's really cool. You definitely see people doing that in the NHL, getting past the defenders like that. So I think that's really nice. And so yeah, just a few gameplay changes. They tweaked the skating and stuff too a bit. But mostly, those are the only gameplay changes. But I think they focused on the gameplay a lot in the past few years. So I think it's pretty good. and I'm very happy with what they did. So in conclusion, I don't like to give out numbers to games because it all depends what you're comparing it to. But I would say this is the best NHL game on the Xbox One and PS4. So I would say definitely get this. Also, if you're going to get it, make sure to get 1 month of EA access. I'm not sponsored or anything. But it costs $5. You get $9 off the game. So you're actually saving $4 in the game. And this is how I played early, because I get 10 hours of early access for the cost of $5. I save $4 in the final game. So you're actually saving money, getting early access. This is the first year I've done it, and I'm really happy that I did. It's really good. And I can't recommend it enough. So if you do, make sure you do that. You can get it early, or just buy it normally if you want. Your game goes over too, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm just excited to play the game more. I'm probably going to use up my 10 hours. I'm going to have to use like my brother's account or something, because this game is really good, and I'm just excited to go play it again. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting this game at some point. It is not on the next gen console, so remember that. So I think it's a great way to close out these consoles. And one thing I can hope for before this review ends, last time they upgraded to next gen, they took almost all the features out of the game. Hopefully they don't do that this time. I'm really hoping they don't. And that's about it. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and leave a like, and comment down below what you think about the game. And I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.